I still have me wrong. Game number 2. It is best of 3 against Axis Esports.
Axis Esports now already getting that one victory, so they need one more to tie things up. They've already lost one series against Burmese Gold, and at least that 3 points will definitely be a real huge joy factor for them to actually make a comeback. But GUSO here already proxying the wave, trying to actually chunk it down, not really damaging the side of Lung though, as Scott is coming here for the support as well. Breezy getting stand down, forced to flicker away in this early phase as Jarno as well. Wow, that's definitely going to be causing them a little bit of a commotion towards the mid phase.
Yeah, that is just underestimating the power of this Valier. The Soul's fireballs do slow you in AoE, and he gets one charge every time he lands it, and the accuracy from Scott has been on point. Just like his Franco hook, he's confident with those skill shots, directing them on top of Team GUSO. 2 flickers out. Breezy now does not have it. General does not have the flicker. It's going to be easy for Axis Esports to collapse on them if they want to.
We're looking at Scott right here, slowly making sure that he zones away some of all these members. But
oh, they found him!
Blood.
I got no words for that.
You overstep and Basic is ready, but seems like GUSO will lose Kenray in the bot lane. A bit overextension. They trade 1 for 1, but if you are Team GUSO, that opening that was given over to God, perfect.
That definitely was a show of excellence coming from the core. Great sun, and of course that channeling element was a full channel to actually secure that first blood as well. But Basic here already spotting out
again.
Scott for another round, and Flicker has to be utilized here. And GUSO here with all 4 members being committed towards the top side. They might lose a little bit of that sort of EXP, but that doesn't matter. They've already got all that sort of pickup that they need, and they're well secured to take this first turtle down.
And we talked about how Team GUSO seems to play a more conservative playstyle, and they are doing so. The ultimate was used, channeling Omen by Basic, so no core ultimate to work with for this next fight if it ever happens. And Axis Esports, they're gonna rotate all 5 members into that middle lane. Last is waiting in the wings. Team GUSO now, it's their turn to go on the offense.
Wow, we're seeing members of Axis Esports still on level 3. But look at GUSO though. All of them have already got their ultimates and now grouping up already. And they could definitely go in for a little bit of that invade without actually risking all too much. But instead, they lock their eyes on bottom side. They want to pick up Lacid, and Lacid knows that he's being surrounded. But Lacid already gets a little bit of a helping hand coming from.
Oh, they got the back. Glorious Cavalry, brilliant starts to come out from Rain, trying to get away, but maybe not. Lacid, they laser him down. It's going to be Paulo to pick up that kill.
And GUSO finally pick up that sort of slack to head in towards this second game here with stylish fashion. The North Americans here will take down yet another tower heading towards the bottom side. But look at the response heading towards the top side though. There's still the Masha as well as Valley slowly trying to find themselves in towards the top side here. Of course, I do mistake myself. It's not really a Masha, it is the Bruno.
Man, Axis Esports, they recognize that Team GUSO, they like to play this style. Game 1, conservative. Great game 2, they were teaming out most of the time. So one of the best ways is to split Team GUSO apart. But Team GUSO, they are not really phased right. They are willingly trading these objectives because they're getting more. Economic-wise, they're up 1.3k. And just to slightly mention, after their first 2 flicker that Team GUSO expanded, they immediately rotated Basic to punish Axis Esports over aggression. Scott was way too confident to walk forward, got picked off. Team GUSO right now, they can take this fight.
And Axis Esports need to find a little bit of that sort of a mistake from the side of GUSO to punish them. But Axis here, at least, trying to hold themselves all together. 2k goalie, not too far off. As we see Axis still trying to actually get themselves in towards that turtle pit and perhaps secure this still. Will X trying to lead the way as well, but Paulo trying to zone him up, and that will not be any chance at all. We'll get a knock up as well as the wall charge they use.
And the Golden Skyway does come up, but it seems like Team GUSO already losing. Managing to fend up Axis Esports for now. Axis Esports, they got the kill advantage, but Team GUSO got the second turtle.
And wow, Axis Esports, they may not get all too much of that sort of a turtle trade-off there, but look at the team fight. It was executed perfectly in a sense. Look at the position he's at. He picks off Breezy and immediately flickers for the next kill. though he is getting chunked out by Kenray, there was enough backup time from Axis to still do a little bit more of that trade, but that's pretty much well and fine. And Axis Esports found that momentum, and they are currently tying things up against GUSO, only having very slight margin of lead.
Yeah, and if you're Team GUSO right now, one of the best ways to punish Axis Esports is that aggression. We've seen time and time again. Last hit did the same mistake in Series 1. Just now he was long on the Bruno, but the wild traps will come in. Polo not going down just yet. The damage is there. The Numinous Blast actually stuns. They found a target. They can switch their attention onto Scott, and Scott is out. The stun will stop Rain in his tracks. The Guardian barrier not able to block out Polo, but Breezy definitely another stun from Basie, keeping Rain in place. But Long will find one as well as the Grub. 2 kills over to Axis Esports. And Team GUSO, they will be forced to retreat.
Wow, what a bloodbath coming in through the mid lane. And as we see, great dives coming in from all these members of Team GUSO. But that wall by the Grok has already negated Breezy's exit. And look at Evil X right here. He was getting zoned away, which means that Scott was being left out to die. And Evil X could only clip out at least one member of the side of GUSO, and they managed to bring him down. So that's definitely some great work. But heading back in towards that sort of the matchup that we see now, GUSO might have lost that sort of a kill lead in that sort of sense, but goal is actually not too far away. There's still time for them to catch up once again. Evil X has purchased that Athena shield and at least have a little bit more tankiness than what he used to have in that early phase. And now this is going to be the turtle here, and Axis Esports wants to actually get a little taste of that. And what could they possibly pull off? Turtle already dropping low, and they're coming into this fight.
Lone coming in from the back, trying to go for the flank, and he will find one immediately. He does flicker, misses that. General will survive, and here comes the glorious pathway from Paulo, the maximum blast onto Long, and Long has to now back up because of basic. Evil still chasing with that power of nature, not able to find any kill. Actually, a clean disengage from Team GUSO though. They do walk away with the turtle, I believe. Axis Esports will try to push out the tower, but again, another great start on the Scott. Basic was a marksman, is a marksman. Team GUSO defend off Axis Esports.
Clean as a whistle. Team GUSO managed to secure all these turtles without actually risking their lives. And Breezy, as much as we see them having a shaky start in Game 1, Game 2, they look like different monsters in this matchup. Kenray being forced to flicker away, but they're still giving a little bit more chase. But Scott will not go into that hot position. So we need 2 seconds left before the first Lord will appear towards the lower side of the river. And look at GUSO. Now that they could slowly take their sweet time, reset those waves, and prepare for the next fight. But Axis Esports here are securing this rotation and towards the jungle, and they are trying to block the entry points and looking for the kill over bot side.
They want Kenray dead, and Kenray will try to buy time. The rest of Team GUSO can come to the class. Kenray just going beeline towards the rest of the team, but Ring will find that kill first. Glorious pathway a bit too late, but Polo will go for the engage. He sounds the Warhorn. Evo's going on top of General, but there is Breezy in the back line. The front line is actually split for Team GUSO, and this is perfect for Team Axis. They want to collapse back in. The Omen, the channeling Omen is there for Basic, but the damage was not enough. And now the Guardian's barrier will find the goal. Evil X will make sure Team GUSO goes down, and Axis Esports find 3.
That was a huge swing, and Axis Esports now looking to secure that mid lane tower, and they have absolute control towards the bottom side as well. They can take this one down without any sort of hassle, and Rin has already got that concentrated urgency as well. So maybe after this, they will set up a bait in towards that corner of the river, and it's Team GUSO to make a move.
And if you are the front line of the team, you have to remember the cores are your priority. Sure, you want to control the enemy cores, but Breezy and Polo, they were accessing the back line while their own cores were exposed to Axis Esports, and now they're going to try again. Evil X being that front line, being that guardian for Axis Esports. Scott does dodge a bullet right there, and now Long will try turning around. Breezy with the Guardian's Borrow will try to block it out, and he will do so. So the Lord will be disengaged by Axis Esports. Team GUSO still managing to fend off that attempt.
Now waiting for a little bit of that sort of a reset, heading towards the top side here. They want to shove in all those ways before going for any sort of that Lord attempt. They could even send one member off from the side of Axis to actually take down Lord while they're at it. And Evil X has already spot out Paulo, which for General as well. So it won't be any sort of that full commitment coming from either GUSO or even Axis. But look at Lung though, he's already bringing it down to 60%, and now GUSO has responded it out, and it will be a little bit of that reset.
Glorious pathway does keep Paulo alive for now, but it seems like Rince could jump in, not gonna find the kill, and eventually does actually Breezy. Now not even then, Luminum Blast only onto the valley. The flicker from him was perfect, and the rest of Axis Esports goes for the collab. 1, 2, 3, 4 team goes to fall like dominoes, and Axis Esports, they might not need the Lord for this one, as Team Malaysia now will look for that inhibitor and possibly the victory as to take down that high ground tower, the inhibitor. As the Kenray desperately coming back, but the Malaysian Tigers will rejoice. They lock in the first 3 points of Group B.
Axis Esports came back swinging, and as much as they may have lost their first series against Burmese Gold, they are on fury form for this series against Team GUSO. Now we're seeing a 2-0 victory, which means they will secure 3 points and tying things up with all these members of Burmese Gold. But then again, if we count the head-to-head, it is still not really in that favor of Axis Esports in that sense. So
yeah, Burmese Gold with a convincing 2-0 against Axis Esports. Axis Esports brought that on upon Team GUSO. Again, Team GUSO, what I wanted to point out that the front line, Polo in game one was not the best Lolita. I believe we can agree on that. He constantly picked up by Scott, not able to protect the backline. Game 2 looked a bit promising though. Polo on that high loss, and of course a Breezy, on that Lolita. But the crucial fights, the front lines were not protecting General and Basing, which I was putting my eyes on because they were performing phenomenally in those fights. And because of that, Axis Esports, they just pounced.
Yes, and we can see evidently that from the side of General, he has the highest damage output out of all these members. But Team GUSO here, they had a magnificent early game here, as we saw so many of these kills heading over the side of GUSO. But what exactly went wrong is that this sort of team fight here, a little bit of that overcommitment after securing that turtle, he should not even try to go on that sort of a chase to actually take down members of Axis. What they could have done is just fall back and try to reset and find a different sort of objective to actually secure. So Axis punishes them, even though they managed to take all these turtles in their hand. They've already lost way too much more of that sort of lead. And this is also one more example where we saw, of course, Breezy hopping right in. Paulo as well as Breezy got themselves in dangerous situations, and Breezy, of course, that was definitely some style points, but it doesn't really matter if you actually get called out all too much. But of course, I really like what Team GUSO has to offer, and I do hope that the next sort of matchups will be much better. And wow, look at this sort of fight.
And this is the fight that actually gave Axis Esports the lead that they needed. Look at Paulo and Breezy. They came in from behind while the cores were exposed, and that Guardian barrier basically ended the fight right there. EvoX recognizes the opportunity, jump on the chance, this one as well. Axis Esports, they were constantly punishing the front lines of Team GUSO for not being in sync with the rest of the team.
That's right, and of course, that Grok once again being the bane for Team GUSO, always blocking their pathway. And there were so many of all these great clutch moments coming in from Rin as well as Link to actually bring all these other members of Team GUSO down. So that should be a interview coming up for Axis Esports. So I'm definitely looking forward to what the boys have to say. But of course, as for Team GUSO, there's still more matches coming for the North American side as well for Group B. But this is definitely that good kickstart of the day where we saw, of course, it might just be 2-0s, but in between we see some flair, some great action, some great picks across the table, and I'm definitely looking forward for more.
Yeah, and Axis Esports, they did bounce back. And speaking about bouncing back, we do have a winners interview with Team Axis Esports, so we're going to throw it to the host to ask what they feel of that 2-0.
Thank you so much to all the casters here, and here with me, the winners for that match here, I have Scott from Axis Esports. Scott, how are you feeling today?
Feeling good, feeling nervous sometimes also.
Okay, you know, Scott, I have to ask you about this here. I know this has been a really early start for you guys here. 2 series has passed for you guys. You guys lost against Burmese Goose 2-0. Now coming back with a clean 2-0. What are your thoughts about today? Because, you know, are you guys going to be able to win the upcoming matches?
I think we can win the upcoming matches. We will try to fix what we learned from our first game against Burmese School, and we have like 2 or 3 matches before we play later. So I think we can fix our problem.
Okay, speaking of problems here, I want to pry a little bit more. You said you guys have a little bit of issues against Burmese Goose. Mind sharing, what was it?
We had like miscommunication problems, and maybe we didn't like properly discuss how we want to fight the Burmese goal, and that's why we get the setback lah.
Okay, speaking of it here, we've seen a lot of teams playing the Masha and also the Baxia into the meta here. Will you guys be bringing that flavor into the meta, or are you guys going to be sticking to your old comfort styles? But
maybe we're going to stick to our old draft, old meta, because from our first game that we learned against Burmese goal, we cannot bring it today lah. I don't think we have the confidence to bring it today. We stick to the old meta, the old draft.
okay, anything you're gonna be expecting after this year, later in the later stage of your match?
I'm expecting Burmese School to be the champion of Group B. And
What about you guys?
we'll try to get the second place. Don't worry, we do our best.
All right. That's Scott for you guys. Wish you all the best here, Scott. I hope you guys take it all the way here. But however, we're going to be taking a short break. But before that, let's take a look at what all the casters on the desk think about this interview. See you guys.
Loving the humility that Axis Esports have, and somehow, he come to reality and say, okay, maybe Burmese School will be able to take #1 spot, so we'll be settling for second place in that sort of sense.
Yeah, let's crown Burmese Goose first, but we would still try to fight for the second spot. And him pointing out that there were communications issues, I think we can all agree it was pretty evident in that particular series. And they also say we're gonna bring out the true Axis Esports. We're gonna stick with ourselves in for that final best of 3. So with that being said, Series 2 is over. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, more games of MLBB will be carried on. Do not go anywhere.
You may have been denied. You may have hit rock bottom. You may have been craving for the lights. Now, all strive for one goal.
Taking that life of the Akai as well. There gives us the jump on the Emerald.
Put your hands together for the champion.
Do you have what it takes to be a champion worthy of the highest glory? have been denied. You may have hit rock bottom. You may have been craving for the lights. Now, all strive for one goal.
Taking that life of the Akai as well. There picks up the jump on the Esperanza.
Put your hands together for the champion.
Do you have what it takes to be a champion worthy of the highest glory?
And welcome back, everybody, to the M1 group stages. We've already witnessed 2 best-of-3 so far. It only gets better from here. My name is Fatal Five-Way, otherwise known as Getting Q, with Icy Baby 12 one more time at the caster's desk. And I hope you guys are excited because we got some more spicy games for you.
Yep, speaking of spicy games here, the next up matchup is going to be Burmese Ghosts going up against Candy Comeback, and this is going to be first time they making their debut here in the M1 World Championship here. Candy Comeback is going to be playing for the first time ever today here. You know, we've seen Burmese School, you know, going for a 2-0 against Axis Esports. They brought up really interesting drafts here, and I'm really curious to see how Candy Comeback is going to be able to come back from what they've made a statement today.
Yeah, well, we're just going to have to wait and see because right now they're looking pretty good, and I think especially in Group B, there's just too many factors here. There's too many like outliers. We're not too sure whether people can adapt, whether it's going to get better throughout the rest of the day. But I think this is, you know, a good starting point to kind of tell whether or not like teams can, after watching the games, kind of figure out what they need to be doing.
Oh yeah, speaking of figuring out what to do as well here, the teams here, you know, we see priority picks here being picked by several of these teams as well, where, you know, they prioritize the Masha pickup, they prioritize, you know, pulling off a little bit of Baxia pick as well, which definitely caught me some surprise from yesterday's games as well. Like, Baxia was something like, hey, you know, it's a niche pick, you know, it's great for countering high loss, you know, as Tuturu from RQ didn't mention, but what really brought me a surprise was that how do you play the Baxia in roaming? How do you lane it? How do you get those rotation timings? That was something really, until today, I could not figure it out. So teams that actually have a great understanding of the Baxia hero is going to be able to take advantage of the mobility, as you mentioned as well from yesterday's games.
It's just a rip-off Johnson with a different skin. I really, personally, I'm just straight up saying, I don't like Baxia, but it has its uses. It's a it's a situational pick that not everybody can kind of figure out how to use it. Right now, first bands coming in from Burmese Ghouls, it's going to be the Kimmy. Very strong. I mean, overall, Kimmy, I wouldn't say is as terrorizing as it used to be, but it still is a prominent pick. The same goes for the Kufra as well.
Oh yeah, a lot of teams just don't want to deal with this early aggression, especially from this Kimi, right? That just pulls up so far ahead in terms of economy as well. We saw how I think a couple of teams yesterday as well, where they actually prioritize on just making space for one of the players or one of the heroes to just get this early 2,000 or 1,000 lead, and then just snowball their way from there here. And Kimi is one of those heroes that can actually do that in the later or mid to late game on the phase of the game.
Yeah, and overall, I think I haven't seen it just yet. I haven't seen that, you know, that huge X factor within a lot of these.
It's been off for quite some time now.
Yeah. We haven't seen something too flashy. Xborg being the next ban here. I wouldn't be too surprised if they decide to ban out, you know, another priority pick, either whether maybe it could be the Harith, could be the Esmeralda, but then that kind of tells you where the team is pushing themselves towards to, but no big linchpin bans.
Yeah, I think it's going to be standard bans here just for the first game, right? Considering it's the best of 3, usually the first game is where you test the waters, right? Not many teams actually played against Candy Comeback as well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see just a casual Kaja ban here where you see a lot of teams tend to struggle against a Kaja pick here. Even yesterday's game, I think it was RRQ going up against what did they call again?
Your team is picking.
VFM.
Okay.
VFM. You know, the Kaja was a factor as well, I believe.
Huge factor. Yeah, absolutely huge factor there. They were pretty much crushing with it so far. But I don't know. I just feel like the lack of presence from Cho so far.
Oh, yeah.
Because yes, he is easily countered by just timing your Purify very, very well.
Yeah.
But that's also something pretty difficult to do.
Your team
but
is
immediately
picking.
as we were talking about it, Kaja going to be the first pick coming in from Burmese Ghouls.
Grok.
Nothing too surprising. Going to be the Grok. He's not going to have Kimmy next to him, so they're going to go easily for the high loss.
Wow, you know, opening things up here with the Grok as well as the high loss here. We do see a couple of tanky S tier picks here. here. But what really caught me off guard was definitely the Bruno pick here. Like, today's games has been Brunos after Brunos after Brunos. Like, I'm not expecting this to come back in the matter right here. We saw it a couple times in the Malaysia-Singapore qualifiers, but it didn't work out as compared to other marksmen here. But in this regards, like, what I thought of Bruno here, I feel like it's okay, you know, the range is okay, but it all comes down towards the tanks and then just transition towards the later stage and just snowball their way through.
Yeah, personally, I definitely agree. I would prefer a marksman that kind of, you know, synergizes more with the tanks rather than have someone whose sole objective is to kind of peel them off. And they could go for their marksman, but it looks like they're going to go for the jawhead instead. We're not sure whether he's going to be into, you know, the support role or the fighter role, but it's more looking towards the support role. Towards the fighter role more than the support role here. Only because when you have something like Kaja, you don't have something that can really peel them off. And I think Candy come back pretty happy with their draft so far. They don't have the counter pick of carry because they picked it for themselves. Their Grok is going to be happy and safe.
Oh yeah, and not to mention as well, we did see Burmese Ghouls play earlier today as well. Like, they picked the Jawhead as a fighter as well, and it really popped off, just going for those ejectors, catching those enemies, and casual wall, maybe just toss him over, and then it's like, you know, hey, you know, if you toss it over, he tries to flicker away, you have to force those kind of high mobility spells or utilities here just to escape from those kind of catches here, and it's kind of definitely going to be hard here. But you can see the adaptability coming from Burmese Ghouls. They want to go for those kind of pick-off potentials. Like, you're going for Kaja, you know, some teams even prioritize, like, what, you know what, let's go for Mincita, Franco all the way through. And it feels like just based on the drafts here, opening drafts from Burmese Ghouls, they definitely want to do something like that, you know. Go for Divine Judgment, you know, if it's too near, okay, fine, there's an ejector, toss him away even further to the tier 2, like tier 3, heading to tier 2 kind of distance.
I definitely agree there. I think right now what they kind of need is the damage to kind of to pair them with. And I think it's really smart that they decide to ban out the Valier, because it's like, oh yeah, you could potentially go for a double mage and then maybe get full lockdown with a Franco as well. And that's not too out of the ordinary, surprisingly enough. Candy come back, strong pick with the Badang here. They have a good idea that, like, oh, no matter what, our fighter role is going to take, you know, quite a beating. We might as well let him scale, have somebody who can have a safe lane, sit back, Kui Gong Fist all day long. Badang is the pick.
Well, you know, the Fist Crack does bring so much value in the overall team fights alongside Groks, right? Like, if you have this Grok wall alongside the Badang wall, it's like you're doing double the explosion. So it's just overall just dishes out a huge amount of damage in terms of CC. But escaping it is going to be easy here, considering they have a Lunox coming from Kid as well, who's going to be, you know, very, very nicely done as well. I think the earlier games against Axis as well, he played fantastically brilliant coming in from Burmese Ghouls. But yeah, this is the marksman here I'm going to talk about as well. Claude, one of the least favorite now in the terms of the meta here, but if you go for a support emblem with the Avarice here, you're definitely going to be able to scale a little bit more in terms of economy, but not many teams do go that, you know. So if they go for the, like, let's say the Bounty Hunter here, Burmese Ghouls is definitely going to try and set things up for this Cloud to get some kills. So I don't know, but
I think
seems like a 50-50 draft, but you know, what are thoughts of the last pick here? Uranus, is it?
I mean, Gushin, sorry, Gato Gacha and
oh, it's Gato, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I think overall, I think the Claude is a pretty decent pick overall. Like, he will be able to chunk out the tanks at a certain point, and a little bit more than Granger, and it takes a lot less time. And I think that's kind of the name of the game here, where it's about when your power spike actually hits. And right now at level 4, it's pretty even, I would say, at the very least. And I think mid game is going to be a very big point for both of these teams to kind of see whether or not they scale into the late game and who keeps control over Lord during the 7 to 8 minute point of time. So I think that's where a lot of teams, well, especially between Burmese Ghouls and Candy Comeback, where they're going to try and fight for it. Early game, it's definitely looking like Candy Comeback has a huge advantage.
I agree. Like, the timing here from Burmese Ghouls will be after fours here. Like, the first turtle, second turtle here, they may skip it off, but later on, once they hit those ejectors, those missiles, those jumps here, and then those Divine Judgment clutches, and they got like minor pickoffs, or maybe even slow down the marksman coming from Candy Comeback, that is where they come up online. But to reach to that stage here, they have to be a little bit careful here, because if Candy Comeback plays their cards right, they're going to snowball their way through Burmese Ghouls' face.
I think I'm more afraid of Burmese Ghouls coming out with an ejector cheese. Because I don't know. I didn't really. I wasn't paying attention here because I probably should have kept been a little bit more aware for the battle spells, just in case he has Flicker, in case he wants to go for something cheesy. Walks into the mid lane. Oh, Flicker, ejector somebody to the back and maybe get a free kill there. Like, it might happen. It might happen. We'll see later on once we get into game how they kind of distribute their lanes before they get into it. But I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Speaking of playing this out here, like, I think one of the things to actually watch out for is how are they going to lane with this Gato Kaja. Like, who do you start things off here? Is it going to be the Jawhead first, or is it going to be the Gato Kaja to open things off? That's something I want to see from Burmese Go, because that is going to be the question marks coming from Candy Comeback. Like, who do we deal with first? Do we deal with the Jawhead, or do we deal with Gato Kaja, or do we focus on Kaja? Who do you focus on?
Well, personally, I feel like Jawhead is probably going to get a little bit more support from the rest of the team, because he can set up fights easily. He walks in purposely, starts off with the smart missiles, ejectors someone backwards, and then hopefully catch somebody off. And immediately you can see that Candy Comeback is just like, yeah, we're going to punish your top side. We know that we have the better level 1. We're just going to take everything from top side from you. Burmese Ghouls, good response. Not going to be as fast, and this might cost them.
Oh wow, very quick rotations here. They come in for the buff as well. Here comes the wall as well. They catch 3. Everyone's just come their way through here. And Burmese Good, they somehow survive. They come on top with the first blood here. Lunox, Kid, 0-0 just doing so much work. And they will get another one as well. Nice decision here as well. Conan, you made a mistake. Stuck at the wall. And now they just lose 2. Not all. They lost 4. Burmese Good, they come up on top. How?
Oh boy. They prioritized the wrong targets. Just watch the replay. As you can see, everyone is kind of stuck in there. And then they realize, like, oh, wait, shoot. We don't exactly have everybody there at the right time. And most of them got chunked out a little too fast before it even began. And Candy Comeback losing a lot of members there. They should have been a little bit more. They should have been a little bit more aware.
Yeah,
I would have expected the Revitalize to come down a little bit sooner. That should have gone down as soon as the moment the fight started.
Yeah, not to mention as well, they baited out the arrival on the Grok as well, just coming from the tier 1s to rush in their way.
Yes.
But what was really early was that Burmese Good, they already had 4 men stacked up rather early, right? Candy Comeback, they had 3 men. They were fighting 3v4 for a period about a good solid 5 to 6 seconds, which gave them this disadvantage in terms of losing the health, which was a little bit unfortunate though. But oh, here's that. GUSO here goes in for the swipe here. Unfortunately, doesn't connect here because right now the darkness is here. He gets 2 Kid 001. Oh, one more. Almost getting the double kill there.
Yeah, Can come back still holding on a little bit harder than they should here. And I think the Gato is actually being pretty useful because Ice has been finding some great catches with the taunts, and they kind of switch supports now. They see that they need Claude to kind of rotate a little bit more, so Kaja comes to help them out. Norse taking quite a bit of damage here. The Darkening is coming out. Easy Master of Thievery for the bottom side. Claude gets a free kill for himself. Top side, they continue to push and contest for Beetle. Ice gets the initial. Almost there, just a little off.
Well, Ice here, just that's gonna be my brother from another mother right there. He's doing fantastic work. Unfortunately to say here, A007 has got 5 assists on the Cloud, and he really needs those kills if you want to just rack up those kind of economy from inside the Bounty Hunter. However, Candy Comeback, they've lost an early engagements here. Right now, they have to clear this safe. How will they take this down? Because right now, the first turtle is gonna be up for grabs from inside of Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, I think Burmese Ghouls is definitely gonna get this. There's just no way Candy Comeback can even walk up to them, because they're so underleveled. There's a lot of their members are underpowered, and the only person who actually can do something is Mr. Rest of the team goes in. Shadowblade's already landed. The sword spike. Does he want to take it? He's hesitating. He doesn't want to do this. The Revitalize already comes in. High loss negates a lot of the damage, but again, they still can't really contest for the turtle.
Yes, it's very smart of them to actually back off. They understood that they were losing in terms of economy as well. Like, look at this. Their 4K deficit here in favor of from Burmese Ghouls here. Now they're gonna go for the drive here. Wall charge is there, but the follow-up from GUSO instantly gets Divine Judgment, gets taken down. Mega kill for Kid 001, 403. Very convincing.
And I think that should tell you, give you enough information on how weak they are at this point in time. They're just a lot of their members, they don't have items to kind of protect themselves. Lunox barely got chunked out by a Grok, which is already a pretty big feat, especially when it's only 3 to 4 minutes into the game. Now, Conan, he's in a lot of trouble. He's already dodged and buying a lot of time, but the rest of his team needs to make something happen across the top side of the map, because Conan can only do so much. Missed by Ice. He's going to try and make it out of there, but he's going to take too much damage. Easily goes down. Mid side, top side has an advantage, but still not going to be enough.
Well, nothing much he could have done here. However, on the top side as well, Tom's getting picked off from side of Burmese Ghouls here. This Jawhead is going to be proven to be a huge factor from side of Candy Comeback, but arrival from North. Where is he going? They're heading down south here. North, you're all by yourself. Are you going to be able to defend this here? Wall charge missing, doesn't connect. Gets baited. Maybe Maybe with the flicker.
Oops,
Here comes the jaw hand.
Oh!
Oh, the clutch ejector!
Oh!
BB and DB!
All right, that was clean. If he ejected it, he had to quick flicker that ejector, man, because there's no time to actually aim it. If he focused it towards his tower, he would have gotten the kill. There were no minions there to actually protect him. That would have been a sick kill.
But still, that was a sick dodge as well. However, it's not over yet. Candy come back. They try to defend against, but North, the damage from Darkness. One more hit. Oh, Kid 001. Dodge it from the side, but now the Divine Judgment connects on the Conan, goes for the Aura, doesn't connect, can't do anything, Revitalize keeps him away, eventually goes down. Here comes the Gato, Mister there, will get taken down from the cloud as well. Burmese goes, they're keeping us out, but Ice is overextending, but no! Here comes Kid 001, double kill for him, he's looking for more, but they get 4 in the bag again!
This is so worth it. Let's look at the replay one more time. Burmese Ghouls, they come in and they're realizing, oh, this fight is pretty much free. We can go in. We have the ultimates. And now here's where it gets a little bit interesting. You can see Kid, he already used the Darkening just now. He's waiting for the cooldown, waits for that moment, and pops it. As soon as he gets it, he does trade one of his members for the kill. But at this point, they're so far ahead that losing one member but gaining 4 is just so much more worth it in terms of just map control. They take tier 2 easily. Bottom tier 2 goes down as well. And now they're 8k ahead.
Well, buy 1 free 4 is always worth it regardless the situation, Gideon. But at the same time here, fantastic performance coming from Burmese Ghouls. You know, great decision coming from Kid 001. And the entire team here looks super solid. Ice with the supports as well. You saw how Gato was just going hammer in front and the front lines, right?
Yeah.
2-0-8. How is it not dead yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Gato right now, he's a very early mid-centric, mid-game centric hero, and he does a lot. Well, he does a decent amount, but I think overall it's just not looking too good for Candy come back here. Burmese Ghouls, their Claw just bought the Golden Staff. I'm assuming he already has the Demon Hunter Sword, and ooh, Tom's easily getting locked down there. He doesn't have to revitalize to kind of protect himself, and I think if they buy a Necklace of Durance, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, I definitely agree here, but despite not having a Necklace Durance here, they have just dishing enough damage here. Here comes the taunt, connects onto Norse, and a casual darkening poke here coming from the Kid 001 just hurts a lot apparently, because right now this Lunox is 804 with the Mystery Shop talent as well. He's not just a huge lead of a gap here, but Divine Judgment to set things up. That's 9 kills for him. Will he get another? Unfortunately, gets stolen from Ace. And Burmese goes. My oh my.
Yeah, I mean, this game was not going well the moment Burmese Ghouls got that huge lead. 4 kills down into the bot side of the map. Look at Claude, he's just chucking them out, but he disrespects Conan. Conan gets the initial trade back, but again, Lunox is just too big here. There's nothing they can do.
Wow, Ace went in front Rex lines, blazing the Rex, connects on 3. Unfortunately, like you said as well, disrespect. But in one occasion here, is it not worth it? Buy 1, free 3.
So worth it. They're so far ahead. They have a 13k goal lead, and this is the largest goal lead we've seen all day.
Definitely here, but you know, Burmese goals, it seems to me this is their game to lose here apparently. You know, it's their game to lose. It's pretty much feels like it's in the bag, but Candy comeback, you know, there's a reason why they're called the Candy comebacks. They're masters of making the comeback plays. If they buy this enough time for at least a good 8 minutes, they're gonna be on even scores against Burmese Ghouls.
I think they've got 2 windows here. Their first window is when they have 20k. 20k, if they somehow win the fight and steal Lord, that buys them enough time until 26k, and then they have 1 more window to hold, which is 1 more Lord defense, and then maybe they can come back. But again, those 2 windows are very, very slim. Look at the items already. Like, Lunox alone already has nearly 3 items, finishing up her 4th item. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Definitely here, but from the side of Candy comeback here, you talk about the 20k mark, right? The turning point here would be Conan on the Badang getting the Golden Staff here. Once the Golden Staff comes in, maybe they have a fighting chance, but however, the Lord will be up for grabs here as a Kid 001. 1105 gets the Lord as well. Now, with the brand new sword available, this is where things are gonna go south.
I mean, just look at this. Even Ice realizes, like, oh, yeah, I'm so large. Pop's gonna get flicked back in. The Revitalize pops down, but that's not gonna be enough. And they're just gonna walk all the way into the base. And Ice, he even has Queen's Wings. You don't build Queen's Wings too often on a Gato out of all things. But, yeah, the health is great. but he's just so far ahead, it doesn't matter. He's going to clean this up, and now they're going to go straight for the crystal. The rest of the team is going to lock them off from the fountain, and they're just going to push their way to victory.
Well, nicely done here coming from Burmese Goose. They take game number 1 all in a day's work, and look at them. They look freaking strong, honestly speaking.
Yeah, they are just having the time of their lives. I think once they were given that lead, they really didn't let go of it. They dived bottom lane after that. Another blunder happened up in the top side when they were contesting Turtle as well. I think a lot of things went into Burmese Ghoul's favor, even though it was supposed to be Candy Comeback's chance to actually turn it around, especially with those 50-50s, the buff steals, they were collapsing on them, so many opportunities there, but it just didn't go in their favor, and that just gave such a huge swing of gold, and especially economy for Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, speaking of which as well, I think the turning point would be like the first buff steal, right? Like you saw how Candy Comeback, they went and steal Burmese Ghouls buff, and the same goes for Burmese Ghouls, but what got super greedy was that the rotation line from that one end to one end took so long. They committed the arrival from Grok, but they just didn't have like the manpower to go on a 4 versus 4 fight, which led them to the demise here. And we know how strong the Lunox is in level 1, right? Just because you can just spam those brilliance. But no surprises there. Here's the MVP. Look at the damage output, 34% as well. Amazing, beautiful done. Yeah, this was the fight we're talking about here.
It's that Revitalize was just too late. It was so late. It should have been soon. It should have been much sooner to kind of protect the team, but I think a really good catch by Ice there with the triple taunt, and I think that's a really big, it's such a small factor, but it's a really big game changer because it slows you down from actually using such crucial ability.
Yeah, but what was really ridiculous was that he was so close to the level 2 after getting the first kill, level 2 versus level 1, right? Spam on the Lunox, and before the first creep wave, Kid001 is already level 3.
Yep. I mean, he has a wave, he has the buff, both of them are already a level 3, and then it's just who uses their abilities and spells a little bit more effectively. And I think this is a really clean game coming from Burmese Ghouls. Yeah. They know how to close out games, they know how to push a lead, which is very good to say the least. And it didn't help that Ice was on Gato because, man, that Sky Guardian's avatar, whew, those tower dives, it's just impossible to really protect
even
yourself.
This one as well, look at him. He was just like so close. And at this point, he was like, what, 208 already? Yep. He hasn't died a single time. He's committed. He's always been going for those kind of risky plays. Even here, he's tanking tower at least half health. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing much Candy Comeback can do.
I mean, literally, he's huge. He's literally huge. There's nothing more I can say about that. But yeah, I think Candy Comeback has to really kind of think about not think too hard about this game, because it really came down to 2 factors, which is you messed up the initial fight in the early stages of the game, and that really snowballed out of control. Playing from behind at that point of time is kind of difficult because your team is early game centric.
Oh yeah, definitely. And speaking of early game centric as well, I feel like it's definitely something that they have to think about as well. Keeping in factor that Burmese Ghouls, they understand they are not afraid to apply pressure, and they need to find a way to kind of like bait them into a situation where, hey, Burmese Ghoul, you're disrespecting us, let's punish you kind of situation. But it's definitely tough to pull it off because they have so much experience. They don't fall for this kind of traps very easily.
I mean, not to mention that their team composition doesn't really have like a lot of they have a lot of strong engagement, not a lot of setup.
Oh yeah. But speaking of setups as well, I feel like in terms of from the side of Candy Comeback, right? Like they needed the Hylos to go out of control, they needed the Grok to go out of control, but ever since the new changes onto the Grok, right? Instead of having like 4 seconds cooldown, you got like a 6 seconds cooldown with the swing. I feel like Grok has really significantly take a toll in the current meta.
No, I think that makes him, because the payoff
it's balanced. It's balanced now. For me, it's balanced.
I wouldn't say he's the... Okay.
Back then, it's
a payoff.
Broken.
It's
Back
definitely
then he was
a payoff.
super broken.
I definitely think it was a payoff. You do sacrifice a little bit of cooldowns, but like, what is 2 seconds really? 2 seconds is your time of literally holding the button.
True,
you're literally holding the button for that 2 seconds.
That 2 additional seconds allows him to be almost permanently immune. I'm not even joking.
But like,
almost permanently immune.
The payoff is you get an extra 200 damage on top of your 400 damage that you have on it. So that's like,
your team
I don't know, like, oh, I'm immune, but at level 1 I can chunk out pretty much almost your whole health bars. It's like, that's I don't exactly agree with that. That's something a hard pass. But yeah, starting off with the draft, Burmese Ghouls going to start off strong. Kaja band here. Candy Comeback, with the Kimi, Kufra, it's
Your
looking to be the
team
same
is
sort of band
banning.
so far.
Yeah, and not to mention as well, they're not afraid to contest against Xbox as well, because Xbox pretty much let slid here into the entire drafts as well. And Grok as well, I think, is going to be one of the heroes to just completely ignore. Masha, I think.
The thing is, Candy Comeback has to kind of make the decision for themselves, like what they want to let through. And I think for the most part, Grok is great for them. Xborg is kind of interesting because it might not necessarily work out. But, Burmese Ghouls has the choice.
Okay.
And
Your
Xborg is going to be
team
the
is
pick.
picking.
Now, do they pick up the Grok here, or do they want something else?
Yeah, Grok for sure. Grok
Your
for sure.
team
Like
is
it's
picking.
definitely a hero you don't want to pass off as well. We talked about S tiers, right? Top two S tiers right now with highest tanking abilities. Definitely high loss and Grok, right?
Yeah.
Gato is on that
Your
level,
team
but
is
we saw how
picking.
Gato was a bit, hesitant to go for the commit here. But the only reason why Burmese goes with the Gato Kacha was able to commit so much and just snowball their way through is just because they had this initial lead.
Yeah.
But despite that, his HP was dropping so far. You saw how it's like they were like 4K ahead in terms of economy, but Gato almost died most of the times against Candy Comeback, right?
Agreed.
So imagine if they had the same economy, things would be a little bit different now.
I think more importantly, why Gato is like very situational. Like he wins if you have a lead, he wins games hard. However, like he doesn't have a lot of wave clear. His CC is strong. He's decently tanky, but his base stats overall aren't as good as something like a Grok as a high loss. And I think that's where it kind of like, when the situation arises and you're running out of tanks, Gato is not too bad. Masha as well as the lead are going to be the initial lock-ins for Candy Comeback. Very ideal, especially with the Masha. We all know Masha has kind of been devastating the tournament so far. Every time someone picks a Masha, it's like it's something that you have to worry about. On the other hand, Burmese Ghoul is going to be locking in both. Going to be locking in the Lunox, Hylos, as well as the Jawhead. Yeah,
a little bit of displacements and stuns here. Crowd control is going to be nice. But from the side of Burmese Ghouls here, we had, like you said, Masha, Lolita, and Esmeralda. They have so much to open things up towards the mage drafts as well as towards the marksman division here. Because right now, it seems that, hey, I can play a little bit of Esmeralda here. I can play a little bit of Chang'e as well, which is smart because Burmese Ghouls, they had banned it off. That's definitely something they need to worry about as well.
Yeah, I don't know here, because in terms of the bans, I think it's pretty open-ended for both sides. I think the Jawhead is quite an interesting flex pick for Burmese Ghouls, and it seems like they really enjoy using the Jawhead, but it's kind of sad to see that they don't want something that can like hard carry games, but they want to have him in a position where it's, you won't scale that well, you can make a lot of plays, you're going to be relevant if you land the injector. And that's kind of the condition which I don't enjoy, because you have to be so close to ensure you get that injector off.
But that's the thing, it's very similar to a Franco as well.
Agreed.
It's very similar to a mid-sitar as well.
But at least Franco can do it at a safe distance.
Okay, fair enough. But in this case here, Gato Kacha seems to be Burmese Ghoul going to be taking the same comp again. And they really enjoy this, apparently.
Yeah, and I think this is particularly interesting because now Candy Comeback has to really make a decision, because we know for a fact Masha is going to be going up against the Jawhead, and they kind of need mid-control here. The Grok is going to be a great addition to the team, but again, do they want to make that same mistake where they walk in, they don't have the high loss this time, somebody either takes a Revitalize, and they have to beg the question, like, do we win this level 1? Which I would say is arguably in Burmese Ghouls' favor.
Wait.
Hey man, it's not the first time we've
seen...
No,
wait. Am I seeing this wrong?
No, it's right.
Am I seeing this right?
I don't like it, but I have to say it's annoying to deal with.
It's a Nana.
Yeah, have you not seen it? It's been in the meta for a real long time. She's a hero. She's a hero at MLBB. She's been there for like a really long time. Very early hero. Reworked a couple of times. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I would prefer other mages for sure, but I think they have to really think about this, because now they're going to be lacking a lot of magic damage, which fair enough. Okay. Nana as your main mage, I think you're begging a little too much for it. Like, you're hoping for a little too much for her to scale.
I like the Nana pickup if you're playing like a support. I like the Nana pickup if you're playing like this kind of poke annoying damage. But based on the drafts here, I feel like they don't exactly have enough damage output. Honestly speaking, from Candy Comeback, I don't think they have enough damage to compensate with the Nana.
Agreed.
I might be wrong, but still.
I mean, sure. I don't think it's gonna work. Personally, I don't think it's gonna work out. I think they just need something that has some strong early game clear. They could have gone for the Gushin. They could have gone for something else. But I think Nana overall is a safe-ish pick because even if you do get caught out, her passive allows you to kind of escape from those situations.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
So I guess I guess since game 1, I hope it didn't get too much to their heads that it's like, oh, we messed up level 1. Let's pick a hero so that we can kind of contest that level 1, but also if we die, it's like we're not gonna get punished too hard.
I think you can still play Nana in off lane. Is great, but their main mage is a Nana.
Yeah, no, I disagree with it absolutely, like 100% here. But I want to be proven wrong. I'm definitely giving them the benefit of the doubt here.
Fair enough.
I'm expecting Bistler to be playing out of his mind in this game.
Fair enough here, Gideon. But ladies and gentlemen here, this is going to be Candy Comeback going up against Burmese Goose, pulling out a crazy strategy here. But now Kona on the Masha is going to poke his way through. And look at that, PV and DV, you know, half HP down already.
Yeah, Jawhead just does not win these trade-ups. And these are one of the matchups where Masha is actually favorable. Strangely enough, favorable, even though she pretty much loses to every other matchup in the game. Jawhead can't really do too much because Konak easily, until level 2, that's when PVG might actually make something happen here.
Well, speaking of which, nothing much happened here. I think Candy Comeback, they've definitely learned their lessons from previous games here. Do not contest it, just overextend. Play it safe here, get those levels up. They have the advantage. Lolita and Masha and Grok needs those levels. And then we might potentially see a couple of 4v1 situations here. And not to mention as well, I think Granger definitely needs a little bit more farm from side Candy Comeback before it actually comes online. So maybe the Blade of Despair as well as the Jungle Blades comes in. This is where they will start hitting those damage. But Burmese Schools, are they going to let that slide? That's going to be the thing here. Because right now, they're diving on towards this Gato Gacha. Here comes the ball. And the dodge as well. Revitalize. The Hex. Where's the Hex? Okay, he's here.
Yep, I mean, Ice, he knows what he has to do. He understands he doesn't clear waves very fast, but he can survive a lot of damage. And now Masha, forced to be pushed out of the bot lane. They're going to get a lot of damage there.
Mistake.
Yeah, no, it's still okay. They're dedicating too many resources on top side. They're losing pressure mid and bottom. And again, another kill going over. But let's look at the replay one more time, because if you look at the mini-map in the replay itself, you can see that Jawhead has free farm down to the bot lane. He's going to break that bottom lane very, very soon. Mid lane is so far ahead already, dedicating 4 members up into the top side, having so many there. They might have lost a lot more gold than they should have.
Well, Burmese goes. They try to play a little bit sneaky play. They're gonna shut them off here. I like this rotation as well. You saw how Kid01, they went to this buff here. The whole intention is just to buy time for PV and DV to take this tier 1 here. So great decision. Now the map is kind of open as well. This is where they're gonna go try and contest the turtle. Maybe try to buy a little bit of time here. Nana is level 5 now from the start of Candy Comeback.
Yeah, I mean 2 minutes 30 seconds. They already have a turtle. They already have bot tier 1. They're going to be losing their bottom side a lot. Like, their entire jungle is going to slowly get collapsed. The mid lane is going to be broken down at some point. Burmese Ghouls are looking in prime position. Candy Comeback needs to get like a good fight in now.
Well, speaking of which, will they be able to contest this here? Because as of now, Conan, he scouts out Gato once again here with the high and dry. He hits a lot here, but it's only one man here. And that thought for now. Here comes the dive. Maybe he's just gonna play a little bit sneaker here. Revitalize is there. Where's the glorious popping? Here it is. They want to set things up here. They baited them. Candy Comeback just got baited. KK01. The flicker injector pulls one. Here's another. Now, Nana, you're gonna be a donkey. And I don't know what you're gonna be running here. Sorry, a raccoon in this regards. And that's pretty much
pretty unlucky. I would say that was a pretty good 50-50 for Candy Comeback. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this replay. Look at Lolita. She has the Numenon Blast. Ice is just like, no, I'm not gonna let you do it. Had the Numenon Blast actually landed, they might have been able to pick up the Lunox before she was able to go into her next form. But unfortunately, Ice he had the eye. He saw the Numenon Blast coming. He caught 2 people off of the taunt.
Yeah, I like how PV and DV was playing as well. Like the ejector toss, you talked about the flicker ejector was just devastating, and Candy Comeback did not expect that at all. And we were expecting Nana to just put out those dolls here, try and stall the track here, maybe even poke out a couple of frames, but unfortunately it just doesn't connect here.
Yep, and now Conan. He's kind of in this awkward position where he needs to get farm, but there's just nothing he can really do about it. Like, even in the top side, he has to deal with the carry who just completely outranges him. Even at level 4, he has to go for an all-in, which he doesn't win at that point in time. So it's like, what can you really do?
Soon.
Oh, well, you can always kill off PV and DV right now because he's all by himself. His 2 guys diving in here, but at the same time, they have to back off. Kid 01 is on the side as well. Top side, Kid Ice gonna try and poke Conan as well, where he is gonna back off, but uh-oh, this is gonna be a dead one.
Yep, North's gonna take a little too much. He thought he was out of range, takes a little bit too much damage, goes down, and Ice is just having the time of his life here. Like, the moment he has his ult, he's like, all right, let's go for a dive. And maybe he's walking around, he's not too scared of this. He knows Lunox is coming into the backside, pops the Revitalize, and now Conan is in trouble. Numenon Blast gonna slow that out just enough. They're gonna turn it around. They actually find a catch. Burmese Ghouls disrespect Candy comeback and get bit in the foot for it.
Yeah, the Numenon Blast was a clutch one as well. And that was what they needed here. However, here comes the ejector, the taunt as well to set things off here. Now, they're going to give chase to Mister, and Mister will get taken down. Burmese Ghouls also splitting fight as Ace007 gets another one here. The 007 James Bond getting those kills, and here, closest to James Bond with the briefcase here, Taunt MVP is running away with cats between his toes.
No. The ultimate is already there. He secures the kill. PV Dimi, he's just holding his own, pops the regen, but the Sky Guardian's avatar just locks down Conan, and like Ice, he knows what he's doing. He is very confident that he's not gonna die.
What a support, what a save here coming from Ice as well. Like, if he didn't dive that here, I'm pretty sure PV and DV would have just died then and there.
Yeah.
What a clutch save, but now the buff is gonna be out for contestants here. Burmese Ghouls, are they gonna take it? Unfortunately, the retribution from the Nana will secure it. Ice Queen 1 is up on Bister now, and Candy comeback. They're actually putting Burmese Ghoul at bay.
I mean, they're trying to hold on, but again, we're looking at the gold. 8K goldie coming in from Burmese Ghouls. Burmese Ghouls really are taking their time here. Like, they don't want to make too many mistakes because, again, there's a lot of disengaged tools from Candy Comeback, and they just have to kind of choke them out until they have their next item power spike, which should be in about like 1 or 2K more to kind of finish off, especially for the carries. Yep, there it is. Athena Shield coming in for Ice.
I'm worried for that. Like, the Athena Shield is going to be able to block out all the magical damage output coming from Nana as well, coming from Mister. And Mister right now has like the Ice Queen 1, so he needs a couple more items if you really want to scale as well into the later stage of the game. But it's tough. It's tough.
Wow, really greedy build coming in from the carry. He's trying to build both the Endless Battle as well as the Golden Scepter at the same time.
Why not?
Yeah, it's like, I've got the extra gold. Don't worry about it, guys.
Eagle Mage here, Ice gonna stall their way through. Here comes the barrier as well. He's gonna try and buy things down. Candy comeback. Do they want to contest this here? But the shield coming from Lolita gets baited out. It seems to me they're gonna be focusing on the turtle again from the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Yep, and now Turtle going into the side of Burmese Ghouls. What they want to do after that is kind of really look for a potential dive, set up especially to get priority over the top side, and then look to play on the bottom side.
Oh, hold that thought for now because Ice catches on the Nana. They can't seem to pop the Raccoon out, but Norse, he's gonna get paid off. The stun is there. Revive is a little bit too late. Here comes the Glorious Fireway. The Sky Guy Avatar is there as well. Connects onto multiple players, and Tops, he's pretty much there. The double revitalize and the toss back as well. The ejector for BB and DV.
Oh my gosh. It's just the casual layup. Once in a while, he just comes on and is just like, hey, you think you're saving? Nope.
Alley-oop, my friend. But I gotta see that here. That feels like a basketball scene all over here. Like, casually flickers.
After the double viral.
Where is it? Oh, alley-oop. Wow. And not to mention, he was like, what, one step ahead? He anticipated him to do that before he actually did it. Wow.
Yep. And now Ace got the golden staff, and the carry is going to be pretty much unstoppable for the most part. Level 13 on top of that. Like, oh boy, Candy comeback. They're in the exact same position that they were in the previous game.
What a crazy game indeed here. But the lead here right now is about 10,000 of hit from the side of Burmese Ghouls. And I'm not too sure if Candy comeback can defend against this here.
I mean, there are opportunities. You can make plays. There are playmaking capabilities, but right now, the biggest win condition, Masha, is just so far behind. Like, she really needs a lot of gold to get her going.
Yeah, definitely here. But with the turtle buff up on towards Kid as well, here comes
fast initiation. Where's the Toddy Glorious Pathway getting used as well? Burmese Ghouls, they will clean house. Killing spree for Kid 001. They get north with the ejector as well. CC, what can they do? It's time to concede soon. Burmese Ghouls, they're gonna try and take this game 2-0. But the tier 3s are getting pretty much exposed.
Burmese Ghouls are just muscling their way in. They're like, we know we have items. We're going to walk right into base. What are you going to do? And they're forcing them into a rock and a hard place. Sky Goddess Avatar comes right in. They pick up an easy kill. Killing spree coming in for their carry. They're going to be knocking onto their crystal. And yes, they have just muscled their way through into the base.
Well, 2-0 indeed. Burmese Ghouls. Very fantastic performance. But the Jawhead pickup. Wow.
It's super annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying is one thing, but they've been winning so much with the Jawhead here.
Well,
we have to be very worried of what PVNDV is doing with the Jawhead.
Well, I think PVNDV, I think when you give him something like a Jawhead, I'm not going to write it out entirely, but I think this isn't exactly the greatest showing. It kind of shows you the good points about Jawhead, but it doesn't show you the bad points because for once, Jawhead is he has a lead. He has a huge lead, and the rest of the team is kind of like plowing through the rest of the team. And the moment he gets the endless battle, it's like, all right, this is the mid game. This is where we dominate. Look at the goal differences between a lot of their carries. It's just so substantial that like he doesn't really need to do much but just make plays. He's not really looking to fight. He has to survive out the lane. He doesn't need to force out plays.
Yeah, definitely here, and. Not to mention as well, I feel like in terms of laning, in terms of farming, in terms of just compositions and communication here, Burmese Ghouls is definitely on the upper hand in that regard. So they have the edge. They've been playing together for quite some time. Coming to ins here is pretty much a very convincing storm there. I hate to admit it here. They definitely had a very convincing 2-0 storm against Candy Comeback right there.
Yeah, and they didn't even play super aggressive as well. No really big blunders coming in, especially for Candy Comeback. And I think at this point in time, Candy Comeback, they're playing the game very standardly, and I think they need to kind of rethink what they're trying to do. Because after game one, I think they lost a little bit of their confidence, and they went into something like Nana, which is super safe overall as a mage, but again, it doesn't bring that power, that punch you need to kind of break through and make a play or at least catch off. Like, most of the time, people survive with a little bit of damage and Nana isn't able to finish them off.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, what can you do?
But at the same time as well, I like how Burmese Ghouls played that as well, just because like you saw how they were always using the Hylos as bait, right? Every time they were, you know what, you just hit me, I'm a free target, I'm a free walking dummy target, and you can see that Candy Comeback, they committed to that. As soon as they commit, pops the Revitalize, pops the Glorious Cafe, hey, it's a bait, surprise, and that's exactly what they did here. Very nice execution and decision being made by Burmese Ghouls because they set up a perfect trap indeed.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Ice is just an absolutely ridiculous support tank player. Like, he has been getting some great catches, but also, I don't know who's calling the shots here, but Ice is just always there ready to follow up. Like, the timings for his Sky Guardian avatar is pretty ridiculous. It's a little uncanny that it's like either a little too early, but it works out, or he's just placed it in a place where it's just there is no winning. It's perfectly placed so there's no winning situation.
Yeah, definitely here. And I like when you talk about those timings here, the assist was just fantastic to watch. If we talk about the farms as well on Kid 001, like, Kid 001, game number 1, fantastically. It was his show. Game number 2, it wasn't exactly a show. It's more like a team effort thing here. Everyone played their part, and we didn't see too much flashy plays coming from Kid 01.
Yes.
But the flashy plays would be coming from PVD and the DV on the Jawhead as well as the Croc play. The high loss plays here coming in was just phenomenal. Honestly speaking, 2-0, very convincing here. 4-0s here, and they've got what, total 6 points in the league now.
I think that's just, honestly, that's just great. And I think now that they've beaten some of the bigger competitors here, coming up against GUSO, I think they really have to kind of make a decision whether... they don't need to make a decision. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was GUSO kind of have to hold...
Maybe here from a Burmese Ghouls. Of course, you have to remember this face because this face you will see in the playoffs of M1 for sure. Congratulations once again. Maybe how you're feeling right now?
I'm so happy, and the day is so amazing. I'm so happy.
Oh, sure. How do you feel now that those are very quick games? Did you actually plan on being that kind of dominant? Did you expect this at all?
We try a lot with this video. We play this video for sure. That's why we.
Actually, I want to ask about your jawhead pick because it has been prominent in all of your matches. Actually, did you plan it against Masha, or did you plan it against the split push strategies that have been prominent for quite so long?
This is all we know because MSC jawhead, 2018 MSC jawhead player is Panda. That's why he is this his signature hero. That's why we play and we pick this.
Okay, so you know that Panda can play that hero. That's why you picked it, because you are confident with him. All right, now maybe our question now is, how are you going to prepare for the playoffs? Because definitely you're gonna be there. What will be your mindset all for your team?
We try a lot and we play a lot. And the day after tomorrow, maybe one of our member will come from Myanmar. We train a lot with him. I think we can be champion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe actually I want to ask, who are you looking forward to defeating or facing in the playoffs?
I want to say maybe Evo's Indo. Yeah. Evo Legion.
Okay, Evo's Indonesia. You have to watch out for these guys because they're pretty dominant. Congratulations once again for Burmese Schools, of course, and we really hope that you perform well in the playoffs. Thank you so much. Of course, we will now head back to the desk for more of the ML action.
Wow, thank you so much, Wolf, here for that interview. And I like he actually brought up the point as well. Like Panda was one of the so that's his name. Yeah, it's PVNDV. It actually stands for Panda. One of the best jawheads from last year's MSC 2018. So no surprise it was signature. That's why it makes sense why he was able to predict all those ejector timings here. He flicked it ahead of the opponent, just pre-aimed everything. He was like this, you know, I don't know, he has this sixth sense. It just predicts 2 steps ahead of time. Like he can see into the future.
Jawhead sixth sense, Jawhead foresight. I mean, yeah, I think he played it a really, really great job here. And I think as of right now, we're kind of deciding who's going to be making it into second place to go into the lower bracket of the playoffs here. And it's gonna be a tough one. A lot of the teams are still struggling to fight for that spot.
Yeah, speaking of the spots here, I'm looking forward to see more games to come here because as of now, there's going to be Candy come back again, going up against, I believe it's going to be Axis Esports. So we're going to be taking a short break. But before that here, remember you can catch every battle, stream like cray, get unlimited data for all apps with Gila Unlimited GX30 and only with you mobile. We're going to be taking a short break here. My name is ICBaby12 and he is Gideon Q. See you guys in a bit.
Girls with the nails done. Girls with the nails done.
They told us that it's just a game. That nothing will ever come out of it. That it won't bring us fame or glory. That it won't make our country proud. They told us to stop wasting our time. Well, let them say all they want. We'll prove it to them. We'll be the champions. Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019. M1.
You may have been denied. You may have hit rock bottom. You may have been craving for the lights. Now, all strive for one goal.
Taking that life of the Akaya square, there becomes the jump on the Emerald.
Put your hands together for the champion.
Do you have what it takes to to be a champion worthy of the highest glory. You may have been denied. You may have hit rock bottom. You may have been craving for the lights. Now, all strive for one goal.
Taking that life of the Akai as well. There comes the jump on the Emerald.
Put your hands together for the champion.
Do you have what it takes to be a champion worthy of the highest glory?
That is the question for day number 2 of the group stages. We are now at our series number 4. Good afternoon, Manjin and Wolf Connection coming at your screen for the M1 World Championships.
Why don't I feel the hype from you, Mr. Manjin? Did you have bad lunch or anything?
No, I had coffee.
You had coffee, so
I had coffee.
you're just warming
so
up.
I'm just warming up.
You're just warming up.
I'm just warming
all right,
up, man.
all right, all right. Of course, M1 World Championship being brought to you by U Mobile.
All right.
Live stream on YouTube Gaming, and of course, presented by Moonton. This is series number 4.
All right.
You know what? We've been seeing so many quick matches today.
Yeah.
And I think that for Candy Comeback and Team GUSO, they were the victims of when the past 2 teams, the Burmese Ghosts as well as Axis Esports, went on fire. So they are the recipient of the fire from both teams. Now, will Candy Comeback and Team GUSO make it different this time?
Let's see if can they come back or Team GUSO home.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Right?
Very well done.
Right?
Very well done.
I think this is the most important match of the day because both of these teams, they do struggle.
Yeah, they do struggle
for the past few for the past few games, and of course, they need points.
They definitely need points
as they now have 0 points, and man, team it's looking like Team Axis Esports and Team Burmese Schools already secured their slot in the playoffs.
You know what? For Candy Comeback and Team GUSO, they need 2 zeros. So whoever wins game number 1 should bring it home or hit the home run, I would say.
Yes.
Because if they don't get 3 points at this time, their third match should be incoming later.
Yeah.
Will, automatically make them not qualified for the playoffs.
Yep.
So for both Candy Comeback and Team GUSO,
this is the final game.
This is their
that they need to win.
This is definitely their final chance, if not. Well, at least second to the final chance, but it still is incredibly difficult because they need to score the 2 zeros against one another.
You don't want any 2-1s here.
Definitely not.
If you are sitting in that M1 chair.
Yeah.
Actually, so I think we're gonna have ourselves a good brawl because Candy Comeback actually pulled off a very unusual pick.
Yeah.
Which is the Nana.
But
your
it's
favorite hero, right?
It's your favorite hero, not
my favorite hero.
Don't put it on me. It's your favorite hero.
Facts. Facts, bro.
Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts. All right, so what's up with the Nana pick? I think they're trying to waste some plenty of resources from the other team. But again, the meta right now is not about going for team fights. It's all about, for me, at least, it's about the split.
Okay.
Right?
I kind of want to expound on what you just said.
All right.
Yes, the idea for the Nana is for your opponents to spend all their ultimates, all their key timings on you, and you will be the soaker, technically speaking, the soaker of damage.
Yes.
Then your passive procs.
Yeah.
That to me is a very bad mindset when it comes to professional play, because what if your opponents just bait out your ultimate, your passive, I would say, and then you don't have anything else.
Yeah. Plus,
next is what really is the problem was the meta, like you said, is dependent on getting the objectives, getting the split pushes to happen. And if your opponents is not doing the all-in against you, your Nana pick will not be, effective at all.
Will
It's not
be
going to be
effective.
productive.
But at least they do have the spam mechanic on that boomerang. So we're now seeing the players having fun because they know that they have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to win. But again, they do want that victory. They do want that point. They are indeed hungry. Look at this. Look at the faces. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
A little bit of confidence.
A little bit of confidence coming in from Team GUSO, man. Look at this. Look at this guy.
This guy.
I can see it in his face, dude.
You can see it. He's
In
having fun.
his face. He is having fun. Look at this. The lurk. The lurk from those eyes, bro.
Yeah, it's all about the head movement. Look at this.
The hybrid snake.
A little bit of smile, a little bit of anger, but it's inevitable. We're going to hop into the game. It's going to be Team GUSO versus Candy Comeback. And like what Majin just asked earlier, is this Candy Comeback or Team Goes Home? Perfect.
Team GUSO Home.
GUSO Home.
Team GUSO Home. Silent you right there. Okay, for team who is not yet GUSO Home, going home, sorry. It's the Kaja priority ban. Meanwhile, for Team Candy Comeback, it is the X-Borg. And they eliminated the Kufra. Once again, the double K support is now out of the game number 1.
We know that this is like the standard ban for at least we saw that with that was Axis Esports that actually went for this double K bans, and now Team GUSO will do it like what the other team did. I think that they want to secure either the Harith or the Grok this time when Candy Comeback. We saw this exact same set of bans in the first series of the day. And what happened was the red side banned the X-Borg and the Harith.
Yes.
Which meant that the blue side will actually get the Grok. But this time, Chango is the ban from Candy Comeback.
This is what you call respect. Respect the meta.
Respect
Don't want
the meta.
to deal with the long-range meteor shower. So Team GUSO will immediately pick that disengage. Hylos. It's in within his name. High
loss?
No, high win. It's supposed to be high win.
I was
trying to put a pun, but okay, I won't force it anymore. It should be high win right now.
Well,
right?
the stats don't lie.
Yes.
The high pick rate of the high loss gives him the high win rate.
Yes.
All right. But of course, Kimi and the Grok, this is a classic combination already. Team GUSO, will they consider getting the carry this time? Because the gamble now for Team GUSO is that they can't necessarily go for a carry at this point because they don't know if this will be like a turbo push from Candy Comeback. And we know that if it's going to be a turbo push, the carry will struggle. Now the Lunox is picked by Team GUSO, but Candy Comeback still, they pick the Lunox.
This is very interesting because this is a turbo draft.
Yeah.
Both of these teams picking really quick. Look, I like the Lolita and the instant Tams pick. It gives Team GUSO the sustain that they need. So I do like they're opening the supports right here. So still they're not giving any kind of specific offensive strategy that they have. Meanwhile, can they come back? Candy come back. Going for the Lunox and the Kimi. So Lunox will go to the mid lane and Kimi will just go for the farm in the jungle.
Oh yeah. This guy's just not taking it seriously. But
he loves the camera, bro. He loves the camera.
All right, imagine a little bit of a history lesson here. Candy Comeback came from the Thai Laos qualifier of M1.
Yep.
And they actually smashed through the competition.
Yeah.
It was a 2-0 in the upper bracket finals and a 3-0 in their finals, both against a team IDNS. Team I Do Not Sleep.
I Do Not Sleep.
A team that actually performed in MSC previously this year, and they have they have a very strong composition where they play sort of aggressively, but more of I would say that it's aggressive, but I think the most perfect term is that they are a killing type of team. They want to get they're killing machines, right? They want to kill their opponents.
All right, let's see. Speaking of killing machine, they Candy Comeback right here picking the Valier, so they do have plenty of poke in their hands. due to the fact that the Kimi, the Lunox, and the Valier are long-range heroes. But they will pick Uncle Badang.
Uncle Badang.
Uncle Badang.
If
Not very successful here in the tournament.
Oh yeah, but when used perfectly,
you can deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that is the Claude and Esmeralda,
of course,
for the side of GUSO Gamers. So a standard composition right here for Team GUSO.
Yeah.
They're pulling up one Revitalize for their team, so I think that they do want to force out a clash in the mid game.
Well, you know what? Candy Comeback is doing a little bit of reminiscent of the strategy that EVO's SG went for yesterday.
Yesterday, yes.
The double wall, the Great Wall of Singapore. The double wall strategy.
Right now, it's the Great Wall of Laos.
The Great Wall of Laos in Thailand. The Great Wall of Thai Laos. It's you just put up the Guardian's Barrier maybe, and then of course you have the Badang as well with fist break with the obstacle that you put up against your opponents.
But there is an extra wall. They do have the firewall.
Oh yeah, the firewall
for Badang. So they have 3 walls.
The triple wall strategy.
The triple walls.
Yeah, the triple wall strategy. Let's go.
The wall strat.
The wall strat.
The wall
I like
strat.
it.
The wall strat.
So the idea is you have this. You don't have the stunts necessarily.
Yep.
But you have the control against your opponents because of your territorial control.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it's gonna be game number 1 of this best of 3 series between Team GUSO and Candy Comeback. Can they come back, or will Team goes home?
Let's see. As Basic will be using the Esmeralda, Breezy as the Lolita, Ken Ray is using the Tams, Mr. Paulo is using the Hylos, and the General is in town. As the Claude.
To the red side, that's Candy Comeback. It's Tony MVP on this Kimi. It's Norse on this Grok. Bister with the Lunox. Tums on this Valir. And Conan.
Oh, Conan is here.
Conan is here. It's the Badang.
It's the Badang. Okay, let's go. That is the first shocker, the Mother Shocker, coming in from Candy Comeback. Meanwhile, Team GUSO will answer with their own shocker as well. So both of these teams going for the same plan, but Candy Comeback is rotating with a 4-1 strategy. Let's see if they can get Paolo. Yes, they will. That will be the first blood, and Breezy
Tony
cannot breeze here.
Tony versus Breezy.
Versus Breezy.
It's actually
that's it.
I'm sorry, it's not Tony. It's just Ton
MVP.
Ton MVP.
That is a 2-1 exchange in favor of Team Candy Comeback.
Of course, there is the U Mobile replay, instant replay. You're gonna see on the lower part, that's Ton MVP, while up to the top there is the Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Of course,
I like the aggression coming in from Team CC, like you've said. The killing machines. They are utilizing the Kimi damage at level 1. Kimi can go actually for a 4-1. But as I say this, that is a retaliation play coming in from Team GUSO, and they will immediately rotate to the top lane because the turtle will spawn there. 2-2 is the score. 2 kills per minute, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to take note, there's a lot of flickers in here from both teams. The two, that's a flicker, the Valir flicker, the Kimi, as well as the Badang. And we know that this is the way to go if you're trying to play the Badang. Now, a little bit of control from Team GUSO on this turtle, but a little bit of defense from Candy Comeback. What a nice block in there. But of course, there's Esmeralda. Polystorm was going to connect. Damage from Kimi may not be enough as the Thams goes down, however. But the Hylos as well. Breezy, now the only one left, but immediately will be taken down by Candy Comeback.
The 3-wall strategy is paying off for the side of Team CC. Look at that. After the fist crack and the Grok block, they immediately dispositioned and dispositioned the side of Team GUSO, and they will now get the turtle and probably the objective in the top lane.
Oh, another Guardian's Barrier playing in there. Bister, you have to take note. I think does have the retribution. That's why they will be. No, they won't be able to take it. It's actually the Grok.
But I like the aggression. I like the aggression coming in from Team CC. Yeah. It's 6-3 right now, and they do have a ticking time bomb in their team because of this Kimi pick.
Oh yeah.
But again, the Valir can transition to a carry in the late game. But this is looking generous because still this is a Claude with a high and dry emblem, so he can actually deal with the Badang one-on-one, especially here in the bottom lane if it gets late.
Okay, there's the glorious pathway being laid down, forcing out the ultimate from Bister. That's brilliance down.
Bister.
But he jumps in nonetheless. There is going to be the no middle dust. Going to be able to hit. But here comes the Grok. Sustainability on the Lunox is just well enough. They will take out 2. Mega kill for this Valor as they chase down Basic. Grok block is not going to connect. But then again, they still took down 3 members all throughout the map. Can they come back? Feeling it right now.
They are indeed feeling it. Mr. Bister with a surviving that gank from Team GUSO and giving them a chance to increase income right now as they will pull off their first core item. Kimi having the Raptor's Machete and Badang almost with the Demon Hunter sword.
This is just 4 minutes in, but you're gonna see items flying in, so can they come back? I want to go back to the previous clash where the Lunox was very, very courageous, even using his brilliance already expired. But when his ultimate, the Chaos, Order of Chaos is available, he just went in straight against 3, then went for brilliance place once again for the lifesteal, just dependent on her teammates, and was able to take out 3 members of Team GUSO.
He is self-assured as they will now be going to the turtle. That is the Kimi going down in the hands of the Tams, if I'm not mistaken. But again, Team Candy Comeback, they are dictating the tempo of this game. Team GUSO is having a hard time reacting to this. They will just push out the bottom tower and they will buy time for the Claude to get his power spike.
Bloodlust Axe finally picked up by the Thams. Maybe this is go time for Team GUSO to put their Thams into the front lines. Because again, with the Festival of Blood, you have the Bloodlust Axe and the Cottonheart Inferno. Might be enough to be sustainable against his opponents. Now Paolo going to be chased down. The wall charge committed. Where is the cross pathway? There will be blood, however, as Hylos is going to go down.
And that is one squishy Hylos right there.
Yeah, because of the HP-based damage coming up from the Lunox.
From the Order of
and
Chaos.
the turtle buff as well.
Yeah,
you have
burn.
to take note, there's a lot of bonus damage you get out of it.
Yeah, that is the burn from the turtle buff. Norse and Bister right now. Wow, okay. So the
Grok block. Yeah, forcing out the flicker.
Yeah. But again, Candy come back. They're just forcing out pickups, trying to hope to get 1. But again, there's no wild charge here for the Grok. That is the revitalize, and the Kimi damage is just too legit. And plus, Toms is lit. L-I-T. Conan, ladies and gentlemen, Team Candy Comeback chasing Team GUSO. That is Breezy in general backing off Bister. Pulling off the damage. Let's see. That is the stun from Breezy, and he will save his ally. 12-5 is the score. Team CC, very aggressive right here.
Very aggressive indeed. They know they have the advantage. Look at Norse. Not even a care in the world. Casually walking against the opponents. Did die, but facilitated for more kills for Candy Comeback.
Yes.
This also means that Candy Comeback, they will have the turtle very easily.
That is what you call the swag walk.
The swag walk.
Coming in from Norse with a Z. Now Breezy and General, they cannot do anything right now. They cannot actually exit their second tier tower. And what's good for what is a thing to do for them is that they need to rely on this Numinum Blast. Probably hit the Kimi and the Valir, and General can just go for the 2-man Blazing Duet. But without that, without any setup for Team GUSO, they're just gonna be getting picked up one by one like this. Look at this.
Want to go for the kill on the Lolita. Wild charge committed, and a kill on the Lolita. That is Candy Comeback also securing another turret down the bottom and exploding in terms of their net worth advantage. 5,000 at this moment, and they're forcing out the inhibitor down the bottom.
Look at this, Bister.
Oh, Bister.
Bister he is actually squishy, but he is manning up. 3 heroes coming in from GUSO. He has the Order of Brilliance. That is clearly a bait, ladies and gentlemen. Baited, and the Claude will actually get Kimmy. And here's General. But
goodness.
Again, man, Bister with the burst. You can call him Burster right now. 17 to 15. That is 2 on 2 here in the bottom side. These guys are just too tanky for Paolo to deal with.
But look at
Breezy
Bister.
cannot do anything. Bister going for the hits.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? They did not have the Thams. GUSO did not have the Thams back then. And Candy Comeback capitalized on it. They know that there's no one to tank the damage. And Bister, my goodness, the mastery of this guy with the Lunox knows exactly how much damage she can tank. And you know, there is Revitalize on the side of Candy Comeback. That's why he's very courageous, manning up against Team GUSO.
He does have the concentrated energy
for the lifesteal.
For the lifesteal and to help her sustain all the bars of the Order of Brilliance. That was just too confident for Mr. Bister, having 6 and 9 as his score.
Oh my goodness. Now Candy Comeback poising against Lord. There's a trap being laid down in here. The Power of Nature will not connect, however, as Team GUSO knows that there's something is up around the Lord area.
What is up? The Lord is up.
Conan is here, not yet spotted at this moment. Now Paolo finds him, but Paolo, there is the wall.
Oh!
The glorious pathway. Oh my goodness, he was just nudged against that wall.
The wall strat. The wall strat is real, bro. Blocked by Toms.
Blocked by Conan. While in the middle, however, there's Esmeralda pushing with the cannon, while up top there's the Thams. So actually, Candy Comeback, the amount of time that they're spending around the Lord area actually gave Team GUSO a little bit of breathing space, even to a point that they got a turret in the middle lane.
I do feel that Kenray is the
Buster,
X-Factor here for the side of Team GUSO, but Bister is just too hasty. Let's go, here comes the Revitalize, but Mr. General pulling up the bang, bang, bang from the side. He will actually pick up 2 for Team Candy Comeback, and he will last hit the Lord. Is this a comeback for Team GUSO? And they are running. They're going for the chase. Oh my, Basic getting the triple kill. He wants to go for the Maniac. Here comes 1,000 punches, but Basic and the Lolita, that is the stun. Flicker out for the Badang. Oh my.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Team GUSO. This is Team GUSO comeback.
Oh my! The General is in town. You need to salute. That is another blazing duet. They want to finish this game, but they can't. They will just go home. They will retreat, says the General. But man, what a ball game we're having. An even playing field right now. Let's go to the replay.
Replay brought to you by U-Mobile. This is, look at this. The members of Candy Comeback are way too separated from each other, and we know that they are a sustain lineup, so they should be clumping up. However, they were picked apart from all angles, and even the stun connects on Conan this time. Overstaying with the fist break, knows that when Lolita is up there, the stun will connect, and he was zoned out perfectly well, and Team GUSO, I mean, are able to finish it.
Oh my.
Conan, where are you? Why are you here?
Oh my.
Duly punished by Team GUSO and Candy Comeback. They're breaking like candies.
Yes.